One Term Only. OTO is a video series to educate you on the only way to take back control of the government by we, the people. We have all heard the pleas. Congress needs to pass campaign finance reform. Campaign finance reform limits the amount of money that individuals and corporations can donate to a candidate running for office. Funny, there are limits already in place. The limits that are imposed on campaign donations are a direct result of Congress placing restrictions on themselves. Are you going to ask your tenant, what would you like to pay for rent? How about asking the plaintiff in a lawsuit? What do you think you deserve in damages? How about an employer asking his employee, how much would you like to get for a raise? If restrictions are needed, do you ask the parties that are going to be restricted to curb their own behavior? How absurd! As you know, Congress votes for their own raises, their own salaries, and they vote for their own retirement. Can you see your boss's face if you brought that idea to him? Now you know why candidates spend millions to get a job that pays around $174,000 a year. If you vote lawmakers out after one term and one term only, then you don't have to rely on them voting to restrict themselves. But more importantly, how do you think they would vote if they knew, I'm here today, but America is going to replace me tomorrow? The one caveat about one term only comes into place here. Supporters want access to a lawmaker. We've set up a system over years that gave continuous access to a lawmaker through campaign donations. Don't be mistaken, the candidate is definitely beholden to the donors, even ones that aren't that generous. If a lawmaker is called upon by his constituent, the old saying, money talks and BS walks, the short definition is, believe me, the lawmaker is going to answer your call if you gave them money. Besides, they're planning on coming back to you for the next time around. All the regulations, laws, restrictions, and every other vehicle that you can pass will not stop donors from finding a way to get money to a candidate. Have you noticed lately how easy it is to get around the law? How do you get around a pink slip handed to you on election day? You lose. The voters have spoken. Your message can be heard by lawmakers, but if you don't send it, who's going to hear it? There are so many voters and so few lawmakers. There are more of us than there are of them, so who's running the show? If we look at our wallets, it's pretty clear. If we want to maximize our leverage, we're going to have to vote. Voting for a pink slip sends a very clear message. One term and one term only gives you, the voter, control over the expiration date of a lawmaker's term. But if you don't take control, it won't happen.